The start of a home-and-home between the Harwich Mariners and the Brewster Whitecaps, and some beautiful weather. 78 degrees here at White House Field in Harwich. Happy to be alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Gino Antamarino. Thanks so much for joining us on Cape League TV on the day before the 4th of July. Fans starting to pack in here at White House. It should be a beautiful weekend here on the Cape, and the Mariners not only adding to that momentum, but coming off of a win against Wareham yesterday in extras, down by 2 heading into the 9th. Shintaro Inoue with a 2 RBI single to tie it up. The Mariners would then take it in the 10th inning, and a game that the Mariners definitely feeling that momentum, and the first win this summer in extras for the Mariners, Luke.
Huge, Gino. It also puts them over 500. And nobody likes to look ahead. No manager says they want to look ahead, but everybody still does look ahead. And this home and home over the 3rd and 4th of July against the Brewster Whitecaps has been one that everybody, including myself, has been circling. Why? Because Brewster was the first team in the Cape to 6 wins. They started a perfect 6-0. They've slowed down a little since, but tonight is a back-to-back test, and the start of it against a team that is well over 500, that's ahead of Harwich in the East Division, and the Mariners can really show the entire Cape as, although we've been good win, bad loss, and had a tough stretch through that 3-game skid, they're right back and should be in the mix with some of the top teams in the Cape.
You talked about the Whitecaps, and that tees up my next question. This is a Whitecaps team, you mentioned second in the East, a 9-6-0 record, but 6 of those wins coming on the first 6 games of the summer. The Whitecaps were the hottest team to start this year, 6-0, but since then, 3-6, a team that's been sliding a little bit. The Mariners only 2 points behind them, but as we just talked about, this Whitecaps team certainly has a lot of talent. You look at Josiah Ragsdale leading things off, the center fielder. He's been a big-time hitter for them, and he's going to be a guy to keep an eye on, as well as other guys on this Brewster lineup, Luke.
Absolutely. They hit for power. They're 1 spot behind the Mariners, win the lowest team earned run average in the Cape. So it's just an all-around good ball club, and they have to play a Mariners team tonight that, you know, after the tie against Hyannis, it looked like it was kind of a halt of momentum because you couldn't play the runner here the last time we were at White House Field. Mariners are without a loss their last 3 games, 2-0-1. You get the extra innings win last night. I'm interested to see how much energy they have tonight because they have played 20 innings the last 2 games, Gino.
Yeah, you talked about it, 20 innings, and the Mariners coming off of their best offensive performance yesterday. You could say they had 10 hits through their first 5 innings, finished with 13. That's the most they've had in a game. But one thing that we have noticed, and it's hard not to notice, the strikeout troubles for the Mariners. They've had 28 strikeouts in the last 2 games. You talked about it, 20 total innings in those last 2 games. But that's now 7 games, Luke, where the Mariners have struck out in double digits in a game.
That's right. That's been the glaring issue, is the inability to drive runners in scoring position in. And when you're in situations with a runner at third with 1 out, you got to get a sacrifice fly. You got to get a ball out of the infield. And some of the most frustrating moments to watch as a fan is when you strike out in that situation, because then you're in need of a big hit. There's a lot of pressure on the guy on deck. But I would say for how poor they have been at the plate to start this summer, you look at the record, you're 7-6. You got the best pitching staff in the league. You're in a really good spot to start July.
We talked about the pitching, and Ryan Reich starting on the mound for the Mariners tonight. He'll be looking to continue that momentum. The rising senior from Seton Hall, 6'2", 210 pounds, the righty. And we'll have more on him after we do starting lineups for the Mariners on the defensive side, and then the Whitecaps on the bat side. Stick around, we'll turn things over to the public address announcer, and then it will be the national anthem, and we will take it from there. But stick around, opening pitch slated for around 6:30 as we turn things over to the
Batting 7th, the first baseman from Boston College, number 34, Kyle Wolf. Batting 8th, the left fielder from Princeton, number 5, Jake Coonan. And batting ninth, the right fielder from Auburn, number 26, Bristol Carter. The starting pitcher tonight for the Mariners from Seton Hall, number 6, Ryan Reich. At this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
All right, opening pitch not too long away here at White House Field. We welcome you back alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Gino Antamarino. The Brewster Whitecaps in town the first time these two teams have met this summer in a home-and-home series. The Mariners will take on the Whitecaps tomorrow on the road in Brewster. The Whitecaps come into this game 9-6-0, second in the East, and the Mariners 7-6-2. Third in the East. So only 2 points behind Brewster. This is going to be a fun game to match two teams that are pretty evenly matched. We turn things over to the Brewster Whitecaps starting lineup, starting with Josiah Ragsdale, the center fielder, leading things off. Cal Fisher, the shortstop, in the 2 spot.
Thank you very much.
Brendan Lawson, the first baseman, in the 3 spot. Alex Sosa, the designated hitter, cleaning up. And then 5, 6, 7, Dalton Wentz, the second baseman, Carson Tinney, the catcher, Ryan Martin, the right fielder. Michael Anderson in the 8th spot, and rounding out the order with the third baseman, Colton Coates. Starting on the mound is that man right there, Ryan Reich, rising senior from Seton Hall, a 2024 first-team All-Big East, 6'2", 210 pounds, the right-hander, making his third appearance on the mound this summer. In his second start, he's got an 0-1 record, a 3.86 ERA, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, and 4 2/3 innings pitched. His last game came as a reliever against YD back on June 25th. That's the game he earned the loss. Went for 1 2/3, gave up a hit, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. That came in the 8th inning.
Reich's got good numbers. At Seton Hall, he pitched well. Still a temp guy here as a Mariner, but this is what the Cape League's all about, getting opportunities and making the most of them. Ryan Reich has had a good start, but no bigger start than being on the bump tonight, Gino, because we know Brewster's good. This is going to be the largest attendance. Not that that matters. They all count for the same. But you're already undefeated in July. You want to start the 3rd and the 4th, especially this weekend out with some momentum, and the Mariners have it. So, Reich, if he can go out there and shove for 3-4 innings, get off to a good start, I think the Mariners' bats will follow suit.
That's what Reich is aiming to do tonight against a Brewster team that has been sliding a little bit recently. Started off the summer one of the hottest teams, if not the hottest team on the Cape. 6-game winning streak to start the year, but has since gone 3-6. But this is a team that's 5-3 against teams that are above 500. So keep that in mind. They're also 5-2 on the road. So the Mariners have a tall task against a Whitecaps team that has a lot of talent. And speaking of talent, is this man right here, Josiah Ragsdale, Stands at 6 foot 185. The rising senior from Boston College digs in from the left side. His first pitch upstairs for ball one. This season, Ragsdale batting a .400 average. That's first in the CCBL. He's got 16 hits. That's also first. And once he gets on, he's got 13 stolen bags. That's the most on his team. Ragsdale quickly ahead, 2-0. The pitch upstairs for ball three. A nice, beautiful day here in Harwich, 76 degrees. Some clouds in the sky, but some sun beating down. Not too hot, not too cold. A perfect summer evening here on Cape Cod. The 3-0 misses high. A 4-pitch walk to start things for Josiah Ragsdale.
All right, if you're right, just settle in. First batter can always be tough, especially when he's the number one hitter in the Cape, but a guy with the speed of Ragsdale, he won't be at first base for long. Definitely not a guy you want to give a free pass on 4 pitches. Walks killed the Mariners last night.
We talked about Ragsdale's ability to steal bases. I mentioned it earlier, 13 stolen bags. That's first on his team as the first pitch to Cal Fisher, the shortstop, misses low. So 5 straight pitches from Reich that have been outside the strike zone. He tries to settle in here. The 1-0. In there for strike one. Brewster coming off a 10-6 loss to Chatham in 7 innings last night. The game was halted after those 7 frames due to darkness. No lights there in Brewster as the throwback to first, checking on Ragsdale's not in time. Brewster gave up 7 runs to the Anglers in the first inning. Trying to have a better start in this game. The 1-1. Fouled straight back.
There you go. You get ahead to Fisher after the 4-pitch walk. You're starting to get nervous when it was 1-0 to Fisher because that was 5 pitches, 5 balls to start the game. But Reich settling in, record the first out, everything loosens up a little bit and you get in a groove. He's a big mojo pitcher. When he's hot, he starts moving a little bit quicker. He trusts his stuff more. But Reich is a play-to-contact type of guy. He has a good defense behind him, and he'll be using it tonight.
Fisher, the Florida State product, in his 5th game in a Whitecap uniform this summer. On the ropes with a 1-2 count. Ragsdale takes off for first. Pitch at the plate is low. The throw down to second is well past Shintaro Inoue, who was covering the bag. And so Ragsdale gets his first stolen bag of the evening. I'm sure there's more to come. So keep an eye on him standing over at second base. 2-2 count to Fisher. That brings up our defensive lineup for the Mariners. Jake Coonan in left field. Trey Broussard in center. Bristol Carter in right. Moving to the infield, D. Kennedy over at third. Tanner Marsh, the shortstop. Shintaro Inoue, the second baseman. Kyle Wolf, the first baseman. And Macon Winslow, the catcher. Fisher stays alive with the foul tip. A race for the loose ball between the two ball boys. It goes to the side of Brewster.
Everybody's fired up for this matchup tonight. Those two youngsters going at it.
There's rivalry, not just on the field, but everywhere between these two teams. The 2-2. Bounce to short. Marsh charges, hauls it in, and records the first out of the inning. Ragsdale advances to third. And so with one away, a runner just 90 feet away from tacking on the first run of the evening. And the first baseman, Brendan Lawson, gets set from the left side.
When you walk Ragsdale, now you put yourself in a tough spot early. Yet to give up a hit, but he stole a base, and then that's good baseball from Cal Fisher. That's all you got to do in that situation, advance the runner to third with 1 out, and let the rest of the lineup do the dirty work.
First pitch to Lawson. Breaking ball in there for strike one. Lawson, a rising sophomore out of Florida. Grew up in Toronto, Ontario. Works with Toronto Cares, him and his family, as part of his charity work that he does off the field. Hands out hot meals, sandwiches, coffees to those less fortunate. Usually does it around the holiday season when he's back home from school. The 0-1 in there for strike two.
So now if you're right, you're looking for the strikeout or extremely weak contact. You can kind of pick outside of the zone and try and get Lawson to chase. Good situation to be in, but a tough spot with that speedy runner at third and one down.
Reich trying to finish off Lawson here. He deals the 0-2. This one's going to be poked into left field for a base hit. Ragsdale comes scurrying home, and it's the first run of the day, and it belongs to the Brewster Whitecaps.
Walks will haunt you, especially leadoff walks. It's just tough. You give up your first hit of the ball game, it's quickly 1-0. There's just 13, one out, and it all started on the first 4 pitches of the game.
Lawson now 4 hits on 8 at-bats through 3 games here on the Cape. Someone that continues to light a spark on offense. Out comes the designated hitter, Alex Sosa. His first pitch, hard liner through the right side. Another base hit for the Whitecaps. 1 away in the top of the first. Brewster up 1-0.
Remember, this is a Brewster team that gave up 7 runs in the first inning last night in a 10-6 loss against Chatham. They're
the second baseman from
alive. They're ready to play.
15,
they were,
Dalton
quite frankly,
Wentz.
embarrassed last night. If you go down 7-0 in the first inning, that's a deep hole where you might not even be able to see your way out. Yes, they fought. The game ended early after 7 innings because of no lights. But tonight you can tell they're ready to go and not messing around in Harwich.
Dalton Wentz trying to keep up the offense. Back-to-back hits for the Whitecaps. His first offering misses low. Wentz, a sophomore to be from Wake Forest. In his 14th game here on the Cape, batting a .286 average. He's got 6 RBIs on the summer. With a man in scoring position here, the 1-0 misses high.
Looking for 2 here, Gino. Anything at the bottom of the zone? If you can force a ground ball, the Mariners turn 2 with the best of them.
The pitch. 88-mile-per-hour fastball down the middle for strike 1. This is a Brewster team that doesn't generate a ton of hits. Currently 8th on the Cape in total hits this summer. Mariners right behind them at 9th. But a team that hits for power like this one down the left field line, that's going to be at least 2. It's going to score 1. And so runners on second and third as the ball skips away from Kennedy. Whitecaps up 2 runs to nothing in the top of the first with 1 out and 2 runners in scoring position. That's their bread and butter, Luke. Those doubles.
Texas, number 8,
Brewster
Carson Tinney.
coming into today tied for first in that department with Hyannis. They tack on another one there.
Not everybody needs to hit home runs. Just find the gaps, and all 3 of these consecutive hits now in the top of the first, they're all hard-hit balls. The first one from Lawson, I guess you could say kind of a blooper into left center, but there was no doubt that it was going to get over the shortstop Marsh's head. And the last 2, including that double the other way, normally you see a jam shot kind of fall down the left field line. Well, Wentz was just strong enough to drive that down the left field line. Reich's getting beat up and hit hard early. Going to see if he can strand these 2, pick up some momentum, and get out of here. But you don't want this to get ugly in the first inning.
Hunter Dilworth, the pitching coach for the Mariners, out to talk things over with his starting pitcher. Gives a couple of claps. Trying to get his guy to settle in a little bit here from White House Field.
Reich's only given up 2 earned runs in both of his appearances combined this summer. 4 2/3 innings of action.
He's given up 2 today, 1 to Ragsdale, the other to Lawson. Wentz stands on second after an RBI double. Sosa on third. First pitch to Carson Tinney, popped up in the air, shallow right field. Bristol Carter calling everybody off, makes the head-high grab, and forces runners back to their bases.
That is a huge out for Reich and the Mariners. Now you really start seeing the possibility of stranding both these runners and just keeping it a 2-0 game. That's not going to kill you. You don't want to start down 2-0 just right as you blink and come out, but hey, not everybody's going to have their best stuff, and we'll talk about him in the bottom of the inning. But the Brewster starter, Marston, he's gotten beat up a little bit early this summer too.
Here's Ryan Martin from the right side. 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs. A swing and a miss on the first pitch he sees. Martin, a rising sophomore, transferring to Dallas Baptist, announced back in March. Spent the last couple of years at Georgia Highlands College, a community college in Georgia, where he bat a .434 average, was one of the top hitters in all of JUCO, NJCAA first team All-American. Spent 19 games in the Coastal Plains League before coming here on the Cape. So he's already got tons of experience at the summer ball level. This is his 3rd game with Brewster. Hit was a double. The 0-2. Line to short, and Marsh watches it all the way into the glove to record out number 3. The Whitecaps leave 2 stranded, but draw first blood up 2-0 as we head into the home half of the first. We'll see if the Mariners can respond early. Stick around on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
We welcome you back here to White House Field. A beautiful 75-degree day here in Harwich. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Gino Antamarino. The Mariners up to bat. And leading things off is the center fielder, Trey Broussard. On deck, Tanner Marsh, the shortstop. In the hole, the designated hitter, Sam Harris. 4, 5, and 6 goes like this. Macon Winslow, the catcher. D. Kennedy, third base. Shintaro Inoue, second base. 7, 8, 9, Kyle Wolf, the first baseman. Jake Coonan, left fielder. And rounding out the order with Bristol Carter, the right fielder. On the mound first for the Whitecaps, Duncan Marston.
Leading off
rising sophomore at Wake Forest, 6'3", 220 pounds. The right-handed pitcher will face off against the lefty Broussard. Marston in his 4th appearance on the mound this summer, his first start. He's got a 1-0 record, a 3.86 ERA. Has gone total for 4 2/3 innings, has given up 6 walks, and has 3 strikeouts as he comes home with the first pitch to Broussard. Misses outside, 91-mile-per-hour fastball.
The thing that jumps out to me when you look at his numbers, the strikeouts way down, more walks than strikeouts. So the Mariners are going to have to put balls in play tonight and hit Marston.
The 1-0 to Broussard. He shows bunt.
I guess the more frank way of saying that is they will have opportunities to hit him, and they need to hit him, not necessarily have to. But tonight's a guy that you can get to putting bat on ball, finding gaps, increasing the power numbers.
The 2-0. Poked to right center field. Ragsdale on his horse and makes the catch on the run for out number 1. The defensive lineup for the Whitecaps starting in the outfield, moving from left to right. Michael Anderson, Josiah Ragsdale, and Ryan Martin. Moving to the infield, over at third base, Colton Coates, Cal Fisher, the shortstop, Dalton Wentz, second base, Brendan Lawson, first base. Catching is Carson Tinney. And out comes the red-hot Tanner Marsh from the right side. This is outside. Marsh, 8 for 17 in his first 4 games as a Mariner. He's now tied for third on his team in hits with Kennedy with 8. Keep in mind, he's also played 6 fewer games than the Mariner third baseman.
This might be the hottest hitter in the Cape Cod Baseball League right now.
He's got at least a hit in each of his 4 games. The 2-0. Coming off of a really good performance yesterday against Wareham. Went 4 for 6. We talked to him after the game, and he said, that's what I try to bring to this team. A level of offense to a squad that has been struggling a little bit in that department. The Mariners sit second to last in total hits this summer. The 3-1. Ground ball to short. Fisher with the routine play throws it to first in time for out number 2. So quickly 2 up, 2 down in the bottom of the first. Whitecaps up by 2. And the designated hitter, Sam Harris, digs in from the left side. The designated hitter in today's game from Duke has reached base in all 5 starts this summer. Had a hit yesterday against the Gatemen, but went 1 for 5. His first pitch, this is well outside.
What I've seen early is Broussard got ahead 2-0, lined out to center. Marsh was ahead in that count 2-0 before the ground, or 3-0, and he, on the 3-1 pitch, grounded out. Marston's having a tough time throwing strikes.
Right on cue, misses inside.
So maybe the Mariners, yeah, they're trying to jump on him and they're getting pitches, and Broussard hit that one hard, but might want to test the pitcher and make him throw you 2 strikes.
2-0, swing and a miss. Marston, this past year with the Demon Deacons, had 8 appearances, gave up 12 hits, 11 earned runs, had 6 strikeouts, and 8 walks. Ground ball to second. Wentz bobbles it, and he's not going to be able to make the play. Great hustle from Harris to beat out the throw. There's a base runner with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
The catcher.
So an E4 going to Dalton Wentz.
Winslow.
And out comes Macon Winslow. Mariners coming off a 6-5 win over Wareham yesterday after 10 innings. Back-to-back games going to extras. The first extra game was a tie with Hyannis. The pitch. In there for strike 1. Mariners in yesterday's game had the most hits in a contest this summer with 13. They had 10 hits through the first 5 innings, then kind of hit a wall. No hits from innings 6 to 8, as this one is blooped to right, but Martin right there to make the catch. So after Harris got on board after an error, a flyout from Winslow is how we end the frame. Mariners still down by 2. We'll catch you for the second inning right here on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Franklin Sports is once again the official.
Welcome back to White House Field alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Gino Antamarino. That man right there, Ryan Wright, was the starting pitcher today. In the first inning, gave up 3 hits, 2 earned runs, as he tries to have a little bit better of a performance in this inning. He faces off against 8-9-1 in the Whitecaps order. Starting off with Michael Anderson, the left fielder. Colton Coates on deck. And then the order turns over Josiah Ragsdale in the hole. First pitch. Inside at the waist, ball 1. Luke, you talked about one of the things that Reich struggled with in that first inning was locating the strike zone.
Yeah, but when he found it, he got beat up. It was actually Marston who really had trouble locating, but the Mariners just hit it to the wrong areas, the wrong guys. A fly out, a couple ground outs in that inning. For Reich, keep attacking the zone. That's what he does. He gets ahead, plays to contact, pitches to contact. But here, try and keep it a little bit down and on the corners.
1-1 blasted foul.
And he's got 8-9-1. This is a perfect time to go 1-2-3, kind of settle into this ball game and turn the page after a rough first inning. 3 hits.
Reich, the rising senior from Seton Hall. His 3rd appearance on the mound this summer for the Mariners. The 1-2 to Anderson. This one's drilled to left. Jake Coonan back, and he makes the catch.
Another hard hit ball. We've seen a few of those, mainly from Brewster. Mentioned the Mariners had a couple. Just to the wrong spot that time, right at Jake Coonan.
From Louisiana Tech, number 10, Colton.
The Whitecaps can certainly hit for power. 5th on the Cape in extra base hits. And the main reason for that, they've got 24 doubles this summer. It's the most on the Cape. Now it comes Colton Coates from the left side. In there for strike 1. Already a double today for the Whitecaps, courtesy of Dalton Wentz. The pitch. This one's blooped to shallow left. It's going to drop for a base hit. So the 4th hit of the day for the Whitecaps belongs to Colton Coates with 1 out in the top of the 2nd.
Josiah Ragsdale.
I don't think now would be a terrible time if you're Winslow or Englert or the pitching coach Hunter Dilworth to go talk to Ryan Reich, because yeah, he got the first out of the inning, but that ball was a rocket right at Kunin. Now his fourth hit. You're dealing with the top of the order due up.
Ragsdale reached in his last plate appearance off a walk, stole second, and eventually scored.
That hat of Ryan Reich just does not like staying on his head. If you've watched a few of our broadcasts already this summer, it comes off almost every time he throws a pitch.
The 0-1. Skips in the dirt. Coates takes off for second. Winslow with the throw. He gets up. An excellent throwdown from Macon Winslow behind the dish. And so there's 2 away in the top of the second.
Huge second out of the inning. Good defense. But like you said, Gino, better awareness. On situations like that, you're focused on where the ball is, not necessarily where the runner is. Winslow able to do both at the same time and got him just in the nick of time.
1-1. Bounce down the first baseline. Wolf there to touch the bag for out number 3. Brewster still up 2-0. And we'll be back for the home half of the second right here on Cape League TV.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
With the same local service you trust.
Mariners down 2-0 as we head into the bottom of the second. Here with Luke Brenneman, I'm Gino Antamarino from White House Field. You can see the attendance here. All the lawn chairs down the first base line. Beautiful sight to see. 74 degrees. Not so much wind. A beautiful summer night here on the Cape. 5-6-7 due up for the Mariners. Leading things off, D. Kennedy. Shintaro Inoue on deck. Kyle Wolf in the hole. Duncan Marston in his second inning of work on the mound. He fires home. Swing and a miss from Kennedy.
Kennedy had a nice night last night. Had that RBI double early in the ball game, but 3 for 5. 2 singles as well. He's getting it done right now in the batter's box.
The pitch. This is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kennedy. Mariners still in search of their first hit of the evening. Harris was the only one to reach back in the first. That was off of an error to the second baseman, Dalton Wentz.
Steve Englert strictly preaches, or one of the main things, is patience. Right now, I want to see the Mariners be a little more patient right now.
Popped up foul.
I mean, we haven't seen Duncan Marston throw back-to-back strikes, excluding a foul ball or a pitch offered at for a strike. And that just means find the zone with his stuff. In a 2-strike count, a little different now for Kennedy. You got to protect anything close. But in general, moving forward, as long as he's in.
Called strike 3.
Well, there it is.
Right on cue, the first strikeout of the day for Duncan Marston. The rising sophomore from Wake Forest puts away Kennedy via the strikeout. And out comes Shintaro Inoue.
Well, here's a guy who's patient. But I think last night can be a breakthrough moment for Shinny. We mentioned he leads this team in walks, but he's been striking out a lot, just strictly getting on via the base on balls. And a 2-0 count last night, had a chance to lay off a couple pitches, but he attacked a 2-0 fastball and tied the game in the ninth. Very impressive.
Also, to add to it, bases were loaded with 2 outs.
I mean, that's as high leverage as it gets. He came off the bench cold in the game with the entire team pretty much on his back in the left-handed batter's box and came through.
Inoue with 5 hits on the summer, including that one you talked about, Luke, yesterday. That plated 2, tied the game up in the top of the ninth. Hard hit grounder to third. Coates throws across the diamond. And there's 2 away in the bottom of the second.
If you look at the Mariners' order as Wolf steps in, it's kind of a unique setup tonight. Not that this team necessarily has distinct power guys at this point of the season, and they're on the bottom 3 when it comes to power numbers in the Cape Cod Baseball League. But Wolf and Kunin, 2 of the top RBI guys. Kunin leads the team in home runs. Inoue, when he does hit the ball, he hits it hard. So the bottom part, starting with Kennedy towards the middle, power heavy, all the top guys, big contact hitters.
First pitch to Wolf, a 92-mile-per-hour fastball for strike 1.
I mean, we haven't seen much of Winslow, so we'll see what he brings to the table as the cleanup hitter tonight. But Sam Harris, he's now played 4 or 5 games as a Mariner, and he doesn't have anything more than a single, and he's hitting third. So if it shows you the philosophy that Englert's going with, get him on at the start of the lineup and have the big guys at the bottom half drive him in.
As Wolf wears that one on his back, gives a smile to his dugout. Good to see it didn't hurt him that much. And so for
the left fielder from Princeton,
the consecutive
5,
inning,
Jake Kunin.
The Mariners have a base runner with 2 outs.
Got to string together some hits. The bottom of the order is a really talented section. Kunin been slumping, but when he puts the ball in play, he's been killing it. Carter, a big contact guy, but kind of doing that role we've seen a lot in the 9-hole where it's pretty much just a second number 1 hitter. Speedy guy, not much pop, but can get on consistently.
The Princeton product from the right side. His first pitch. Kyle Wolf has worn a few pitches here this summer. That's his 5th one through 11 games.
That might be his favorite. That was an off-speed pitch right around 84 miles an hour. You think that would hurt you, Gino?
I would cry. I would lay down and someone would have to cart me out. What about you? You're a little bit tougher than me, Luke.
I don't know. Baseball is pretty tough. I was a lacrosse goalie, so I got pelted by that ball is pretty similar.
See,
it's got a little squish on it. But that was around the shins, getting hit in the back.
Those lacrosse goalies, I don't know how you guys do it. Another throwback to first.
Wolf's got to chill out over there because he's definitely not on the run. He doesn't steal bases, but just making things difficult. He's just getting back in time, and I mean laying out to get back in time.
Yeah, Wolf with no stolen bags this summer. Another 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
Gino, I would say tonight's the best night to come to White House Field of the entire summer.
Yeah.
So far.
Yeah, I would say so far for sure. I don't want to, who knows what the weather is going to be like in a couple weeks, but, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat this. 76 and sunny, not too hot, not too cold. You got a little bit of a breeze going, so it's a good feel.
This place can seat a lot of people in the bleachers, and then the chairs are really common on the first and third base lines. When you see crowds like we have already tonight early in the outfield, definitely the largest attendance of the summer.
The pitch to Kunin just misses inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Kunin. Wolf looks a little bit jumpy over there on first base. trying to throw off Marston on the mound. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Marston on the evening. His second one that inning. Leaves Wolf stranded over on first. And we head into the top of the third. Mariners still down by 2. But before we send it to break, the Harwich Fund is a permanent local endowment funded by supportive residents and businesses. Since 2021, we've delivered over $85,000 in grants, helping exclusively Harwich programs benefiting town families, children, and seniors. This year, our Mariner Game business sponsors Shaw Star Markets, Harry Ellis Builders, and My Generation Energy will pledge $500 to the Harwich Fund for every Mariner homer at White House Field. Mariners have 3 home runs here at White House this summer, trying to add another. We'll see throughout the rest of this game. But for now, we'll take a break. We'll be right back on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of...
Ryan Reich on the mound for his third inning today. Has given up 4 hits, 2 earned runs so far today. He works against 2, 3, 4 in the Whitecaps order, starting with Cal Fisher, the shortstop. We welcome you back here to White House Field alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Gino Antmarino. First pitch to Fisher misses high. Fisher has grounded out so far today. A 6-3 putout, courtesy of Tanner Marsh. The 1-0.
Big inning here for Reich. Going through 2, 3, and 4. These are the guys that beat him up in the first frame. If he can post a donut and go 2 runs through 3, kind of get back on track. The Mariners used 5 pitchers last night in that extra innings win, so they need a good and long start.
2-0, fouled straight back. 6 if you count Cooper Harrington as the ghost runner in the 10th inning. How about that?
I think if you start at second base, I know these baseball guys, they do, the pitchers specifically, they pitch one day, then they're off the next 5. I think Harrington should be good to go. He did score, so give him credit.
Scored the winning run.
180 feet. That might get him an off day.
2-1, hefty swing and a miss from Fisher that time. 90-mile-per-hour fastball from Reich.
It was actually hilarious. He went out to second base, and as the pitcher who was coming in the game was warming, he was just kind of chatting it up with the middle infielders. And Steve Engler, who was next to us, is just screaming his name, telling him to get on the bag and focus.
The 2-2. Just misses a little low. Mariners defense thought they had it. But Fisher stays alive. Yesterday in Wareham, Luke and I were calling the game right next to the Mariner dugout. Boy, did we feel the pressure from the coaching staff.
I don't know if it was the pressure from the coaches, but I think those mosquitoes sucked every bit of blood inside of me.
4th ball to Cal Fisher. He takes his spot on first. And so with no outs in the top of the third,
from Florida,
the first baseman, Brendan Lawson, gets set from the left side. Yeah, the mosquitoes yesterday in Wareham were something. If you go out to Wareham, it's a beautiful spot. I thought the sunset, the orange and blue skies, it was beautiful. But the mosquitoes, yeah, you got to either bring bug spray or you got to sweat it out. You got to bring sweatpants and a hoodie.
See, Gino, you're a nice guy, and you always say things in the polite way. I would just say, miss me with that ballpark. I don't need to bring bug spray. I don't need to wear pants. I don't need to go again. White House Field is the marquee spot. I mean, look at this night tonight.
Of course. It's hard to beat White House. The 1-0. blasted to deep right field. Bristol Carter on the run. It's going to drop. Fisher rounds past second, and he's going to plow into third standing. And so it's a double from Brendan Lawson, the second extra base hit today from the Whitecaps. And there's still no outs in the top of the third.
More trouble, just another rocket off the bat. The Whitecaps are really seeing the ball right now out of Ryan Reich's hand. And I don't want to jump the gun because it does sometimes take starters a little bit to settle in. But Reich, in all 12 appearances at Seton Hall, they were all starts. So he's comfortable opening a ball game. And tonight, whether it's the scouting report, the Whitecaps being ready to play after losing last night, they're all over him. So you don't want this to get ugly. If you have to go to a new arm early, that might be.
Here's Alex Sosa from the left side, called a strike.
In the same situation, though, second and third with one out in the first inning, he actually got out of it scoreless. Granted, that was before plating 2 Whitecaps.
So Lawson on second, Fisher on third. The 0-1 in the dirt. Breaking ball that just couldn't find the zone. Sosa singled in his last plate appearance. The transfer to Miami after spending last year at NC State. His hometown, East Coast of Florida, about 50 miles from Orlando. So going back a little bit to his hometown. I know Orlando and Miami are not close to each other, but going to the same state at least. Reich trying to deliver his first strikeout of the evening. This one's popped foul. Reich trying to finish him off there with a 90-mile-per-hour heater. But Sosa gets contact. Takes a couple practice swings. First game this summer between these two squads. Brewster sitting at second in the East, 2 points ahead of the Mariners, who sit third. The 1-2. Just misses inside. First time we've seen this Brewster Whitecaps teal. I know, Luke, you said you were a big fan.
Is that what it is?
Is it like it's like a greenish teal, I would say? I don't completely know, to be honest with you.
I don't either. I'm not saying that's a question. I'm lost on what it is. It's kind of just like a swampy green to me.
Yeah.
But it is like a little bit bright. It's a cool combination because they combine it with that lighter blue on the helmet that you can see. It's actually a different color than the green. I like their uniforms. You said not so much.
I like the baby blue from the Mariners a little bit more as the 3-2 misses low. So bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning from Ryan Reich. And still no outs in the top of the third, and that's going to cue Kyle Wolf, the first baseman, to jog out to the mound, as well as Macon Winslow from behind the dish to talk with their starting pitcher.
This is an important spot. You can't let this one get out of hand. You're coming in off a big win last night. You might be a little bit, not going to say the word tired, but not mentally there just yet after playing 20 innings the last 2 nights for the Mariners. This is a really good Brewster team. But here comes Dalton Wentz, the guy who had the RBI double in the first. A force at every base. Probably in this situation, you could keep the infielders back and turn 2 on a ground ball to the middle infielders. But we'll see what Steve Engler decides to do.
There's the skipper for the Mariners in his 21st year here on the Cape, a 2-time Manager of the Year, 3-time CCBL champion. So he's talking things over with Reich on the mound. What do you think he's telling him out there, Luke? I know it's tough to gauge, but we've seen him do this quite a number of times.
Well, the Mariners are actually bringing in a new pitcher, so I think he's telling him his day is done.
Easy enough, right? Matthew Heiberger The new man on the mound for the Mariners will take a quick step aside as he warms up, but you won't want to miss it. Bases are loaded with no outs in the top of the third. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, hump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
The new pitcher on the mound for the Mariners, Matthew Heiberger, the rising junior from Alabama. And he's coming in a tough spot. Bases loaded, no outs, top of the third. His team down by 2. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Gino Antamarino. We're back here at White House Field, 74 degrees on a nice clear day here on the Cape. And so Ryan Reich was the starting pitcher today for the Mariners. He went 2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 walks, no strikeouts, but his day's not over. He's responsible for all 3 runners on the bags. 2 walks in this frame, 1 to Fisher, the other to Sosa. Fisher stands on third, Sosa on first. Lawson had a double. First pitch to Wentz, driven down the right field line. Bristol Carter side shuffles, makes the head high grab. He guns it down to home. This is going to be close. Safe. Cal Fisher just beat out the tag. That throw from Bristol Carter, as we take another look at it, he was ready to go. Got his feet planted.
The catcher from Texas,
and we've seen that a few times. There's a nice job from Winslow to haul it in and apply the tag, but even better slide from Fisher as the Whitecaps take a 3-0 lead in the top of the third. Runners still on second and third.
Unbelievable effort from Carter. A fly ball to that distance in the outfield should almost automatically score the run.
First pitch to Tinney, misses inside.
And that's from the perspective of watching college baseball, that these stadiums are a little bit smaller, more compact, and even Major League Baseball to an extent.
1-0 in the dirt. Nice job from Winslow to keep that in front of him, because Lawson over on third is ready to come home. So this Whitecaps offense has come out with a surge. Already 5 hits on the day. The Mariners with none. 2-0 misses low.
Call me crazy, but I don't actually hate just giving Tinney first base here. It brings in the double play ball. Both runners were able to advance on the throw coming home. It was not cut off.
The 3-0. Inside, ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to the 6th-spot hitter for the Whitecaps. And so the bases are loaded once again with 1 out in the top of the third. Ryan Martin from the right side. In his 3rd game this summer in a Whitecaps uniform, lined out to short in his last at-bat. Blast this one foul. Martin, the transfer to Dallas Baptist. Spent his freshman year at Georgia Highlands College, a JUCO. As he rockets this one high into the air, shallow center field. Broussard makes the catch. He throws it to home. And Winslow had to jump up in the air to keep that one in front of him. Keeps the runners at bay. A nice out from Broussard. And so 2 away with the bases loaded. Left fielder Michael Anderson from the right side trying to add to this Brewster lead. Anderson had a loud fly out to left. Got some good pop on the ball, but Jake Coonan made the nice grab. First pitch on him. It's the outer edge for strike one.
Gino, I'm going to go as far as saying this is the worst start the Mariners have had to a game this summer, but if they can keep it just 3-0 through 2.5 and go hit in the home half, they're fine.
The 0-1. Swing from Anderson. That pitch from Heiberger was well inside.
He should pick up some serious confidence if he can strand the bases loaded, giving up just the sac fly.
Heiberger, with his 4th batter faced today, came in this inning, relieved Reich. He fires home the 0-2. Misses outside. Heiberger with the glove at his chest. Bases loaded, 2 outs. He comes home. Just misses low. Anderson spent this past year at Arkansas. Will spend his senior year at Penn State. Grew up right outside of Philly. The 2-2. Hard liner foul. You can hear the oohs and ahs out of the crowd. A lot of Mariner fans obviously here in attendance at White House. Nothing to really cheer for as of late. With their team currently down 3-0 and no hits. The 2-2. Inside again.
Gotta find the zone. Can't walk the 5th batter in just the 3rd inning from a Mariner pitcher. He was ahead 0-2.
Heiberger delivers home the payoff pitch. This one's tapped to first. Wolf side shuffles to his right. Underhands to Heiberger. And they record out number 3. So the bases were loaded, and the Mariners escape with just giving up 1 run. Their deficit is now 3, but the Harwich offense has to come to life sooner or later. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the Rental Source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
The Mariners down by 3 in the home half of the 3rd. We welcome you back to White House Field alongside Luke Brenneman. I'm Gino Antamarino. 9-1-2 due up For the Mariners, leading things off is Bristol Carter, the right fielder.
Number 26.
And then the
Bristol
order turns
Carter.
over with Trey Broussard on deck, the center fielder. Tanner Marsh in the hole, the shortstop. Bristol Carter, his first at-bat today.
Mariners got to get something going. Still plenty of time. You don't have to look at the 3 that you're down, but plate 1 here, plate 1 in the middle innings. The next thing you know, you're right back in the game.
First offering. Upstairs, ball 1.
This would be a good guy to kind of start the party. Leads the team in stolen bases, has a really good eye, and then the top of the order following suit.
10 stolen bags for the Auburn Tiger as he fouls this one. Duncan Marston on the mound for the Whitecaps in his 3rd inning. Still no hits from the Mariners yet today. They've only had 2 base runners. One was off of an error to the second baseman, Dalton Wentz. The other, a hit by pitch. Marston comes set. Kicks and fires the 1-1. Popped up, shallow right field. Martin gets called off by the second baseman, Wentz, who makes the catch for out number 1.
Mariners just not generating good
The center
contact
fielder
so
from Houston,
far.
number
Broussard
3,
has the
Trey
hardest hit
Broussard.
ball of the game when he led off in the first. So the second time through. But you're looking at a guy in Marston whose Cape numbers, his whip is over 2 2.25, 2 1/3. So if he's not walking guys and he's throwing pitches down the middle, you would hope that the Mariners can barrel it up. Definitely off to the best start of his young summer.
First pitch to the lefty. This is low. Broussard, second on the team in hits behind Maddox Maloney, who's not in the lineup today due to an illness. Broussard with 10 hits. Maloney just 1 more than him. Ground ball to second. Wentz on it again. And so back-to-back outs courtesy of that man right there, Dalton Wentz. There's 2 away in the bottom of the 3rd. Out comes Tanner Marsh.
The shortstop from Liberty, number 22, Tanner Marsh.
Marsh grounded out in his last plate appearance. He's got hits in all 4 games he's played so far this summer. This first offering, thought about a swing, appealed down the first base line. Austin Priesel says he did not go. The 1-0. Skips in the dirt, appealed down the first base line again, and same result. Marsh, someone that we've noticed, Luke, doesn't really hit a lot for power, but yesterday went 4 for 6. He gets on. The 2-0. Outside.
See if the Mariners can get a 2-out base runner here in the 3rd. Good eye, but like I've been harping on, Marston just not consistently throwing strikes right now.
Marsh, no extra base hits this summer yet. 3-0. It's the inner edge for strike 1, right on cue.
Can sometimes be confusing when you're going up against a pitcher who's kind of good pitch, bad pitch, because you don't know what to expect.
The 3-1 fouled off Tinney's mask. He appears to be okay. So a 3-2 count to Marsh. Payoff pitch with 2 outs. Popped up foul again.
This is what the best hitters do. There's nobody on. You're down by 3. It's early. It's easy to swing for the fences, try and make this at-bat count. But Marsh hanging in there, not trying to do too much, and making Marston work, something the Mariners haven't done early.
The 3-2 again. In the dirt, ball 4. 3 straight innings where the Mariners have had a base runner with 2 outs. And all 3 of them have not been a result of a hit.
From Virginia, number 30, Sam Harris.
Had an error to the second baseman, Wentz. That was off of Sam Harris back in the first. Then in the second, a hit by pitch to Kyle Wolf. And then now a walk to Marsh, who leads off of first. Here's Sam Harris from the left side. His first offering. This one's lined down the left side for a hit. Marsh rounds past second. He's going to get to third easily. And so runners on the corners with 2 outs. Harris trying to light a spark here at White House Field. It's been awfully quiet. You would think there wasn't a lot of people here, but there are. They're just waiting to get into this game with their team down by 3. The first hit of the day by a Mariner.
14,
Here we go.
Winslow.
Got the monkey off your back. You were hitless so far. That one was a rocket down the left field line, and now you got your cleanup hitter up. The first time that we've seen Macon Winslow in that role. We remember what happened when Jake Coonan had his first game as the cleanup hitter in Harwich. That same result would happen. We'd be looking at a whole new ball game.
Winslow from the right side, his first offering. Thought about swinging, appeal down the third base line. Ryan Damari says he went. Strike 1.
Macon playing at Duke, a little inter-ACC matchup here against a Wake Forest pitcher. Macon transferring from Duke, now going to Carolina, but staying in the league.
Going to the rival school, the 0-1. This is low and away. 93-mile-per-hour fastball from Marston.
If you can get a hit here, you just feel 10 times more in it. You've responded to something and really shown some fight in the early frames.
The 1-1. Check swing. First base umpire Austin Priesel says he did not go. Mariners coming off their best offensive performance yesterday against Wareham. 13 hits, the most they've had in a game this summer. But in the last 2 games, they have played 20 innings. So maybe a little bit of fatigue here this evening as the 2-1 misses low. I'm sure Steve Englert and the rest of his team would beg to differ.
The Mariners just haven't hit very well at home. Still waiting to break through here at White House Field.
Mariners with a 3-3 record here in front of the home crowd. The 3-1. Outside, ball 4. So the bases are now loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the third. Mariners down by 3. And here comes D. Kennedy, a guy that, if you're a Mariner fan, you like to see in this spot. He's tied for the most on the team in RBIs with 6. That's tied with Jake Coonan. As a mound visit with Duncan Marston, Brian Del Rosso out to talk things over with his starting pitcher. Assistant coach at Keystone. Has been inducted into the Keystone Collegiate Athletic Hall of Fame. Home plate umpire Brian D. Domenico telling them to hurry up. But this is a big spot for Kennedy.
Huge. And this might be the guy that I would handpick to be in this situation. He's hit for power. He's hit for contact. He's in the top 3 on this ball club in RBIs. Actually, number 1, tied with Jake Coonan with 6.
Right. First pitch to Kennedy. Just misses low. Good eye from Kennedy.
Got to be ready to hit now. You're ahead. He got ahead in his first at-bat, but ended up striking out.
Kennedy yesterday against Wareham went 3 for 5 with a double, 2 singles, and an RBI. Trying to keep that momentum going as the 1-0 misses high. Kennedy struck out in his last plate appearance. Already ahead 2-0 in this at-bat. The 2-0 pitch. In there for strike 1, 91-mile-per-hour fastball.
See, I personally would have liked to see Kennedy go at that one. because you knew you were getting something center cut. That might be the best pitch he gets the rest of this at bat.
Trying to make Marston throw him a strike after walking 2 runners this inning. This is low and away.
Now you got to strap in.
So Winslow on first after the walk, Harris on second after a single, and Marsh over on third after he was walked. Mariners did all of this with 2 outs. Down by 3, a 3-1 count to Kennedy. The pitch. Outside, ball 4. That's going to score the first run of the day for the Mariners. It's not pretty, but you'll take it. The Mariners cut the deficit to just 2 after Marsh comes in from third.
Number 2,
And patience at the plate from Kennedy. We talked about it, Luke. That's been Steve Englert's motto. Fight for each pitch, but be patient in the box.
Similar situation last night. It was a 5-3 game, 2 outs, bases loaded, trailing by 2, and Inouye tied it with a single up the middle, looking for one here.
First pitch to Inouye. He fouls it straight back.
I like that, though. Shinny's ready to hit. You can tell he is got a new spark of confidence in the batter's box after last night. He almost takes every first pitch he sees in every at-bat.
He's got a good eye. Most walks on the team with 8 through 12 games. The 0-1 outside for ball 1. But this is a guy, as you talked about, yesterday the Mariners were down by 2 heading into the 9th with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Shintaro Inouye with the 2 RBI single to tie things up, send it to extras. The Mariners would win the game. The 1-1, that one's poked foul.
Shinny a little bit late. You'd like to see Shinny pull one every now and then. Gino, I know you mentioned it as the analyst the other night. When he swings and misses, he's late. And those high fastballs have kind of been the scouting report on Inouye, especially in a 2-strike count. We'll see if he can protect.
Marston trying to get out of this inning with 2 outs, bases loaded, the 1-2, and he does just that. A strikeout to Inouye leaves the bases juiced, but the Mariners plate their first run of the day, courtesy of Tanner Marsh. 3 walks in that frame. The Mariners also had their first hit of the day, courtesy of Sam Harris. So hopefully a sign of things to come for this offense for the Mariners as they start to wake up here at White House Field. We'll be back on Cape League TV for the top of the 4th.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it,
Number 10, Colton Coates.
We welcome you back to White House Field. You can see the clouds, some heavy clouds, starting to form over top of us. We hope we can get all of this game in before the rain that's supposed to make its way through Harwich. But in the meantime, we welcome you back. Alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Gino Antamarino. Here's Colton Coates in the 9th spot from the right side. His first pitch, a strike, 92 miles per hour. Fastball that hits the outer edge.
I wonder if all those people coming from the beach today for the 4th of July weekend who are now at the Harwich Port bars and stuff know that there's a storm coming in tonight.
The 0-1 tap to the right side. An excellent play from Inouye, sliding, and he gets the ground out. Shintaro Inouye with the athletic and acrobatic play here as we watch it again.
The center fielder from Boston College, number 7.
That was beautiful.
Josiah
Smooth.
Ragsdale.
He's swaggy. He moved like not a freak athlete, doesn't jump out at you on the eye test, but the way he moves, just kind of one of those silky smooth second basemen.
Silky shinny.
Sure.
This one's grounded to the mound. Heiberger right there to make the routine play on Josiah Ragsdale. Second time today, the one-spot hitter has been
The
retired.
shortstop from Florida State.
And just
number
like
12,
that, quickly,
Cal Fisher.
2 outs in the top of the 4th. The Mariners trailing by 2. Out comes Cal Fisher. That man on the mound, number 37, Matt Heiberger. Relieved Ryan Reich, the starter, in the last frame. Came in with the bases loaded, no outs. Only gave up 1 run, but all 3 of those base runners were Reich's responsibility. This one's fouled back.
Heiberger has not only picked up Reich, his teammate, and just gave up 1 on the sac fly. He was able to strand the bases loaded, but now off to a marvelous start in the top of the 4th. That was just 4 pitches to get the first 2 outs of the inning. And that's just what the doctor ordered. If there is a storm coming in, that doesn't matter, but you got to get back in the batter's box if you're trailing early.
0-1 high, bouncer to short. Marsh, sidearms to first. And 1-2-3 inning for the Whitecaps. The Mariners' defense riding off the offense after they scored their first run in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll see if the offense can follow suit. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory.
New arm for the Whitecaps, Zach Bates. A rising junior from Illinois, 6'2", 200 pounds, and that means Duncan Marston's day is over. After he went 3 innings, gave up 1 hit, 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Bates trying to keep this lead for his club. He works against 7, 8, 9 in the Mariners order, leading things off first baseman Wolf, with Coonan on deck and Carter in the hole. Bates, his 5th appearance here on the Cape this summer. He's got a 1.69 ERA through 5 1/3. He's got 4 walks and 8 strikeouts. Last time he pitched was back on June 25th against Hyannis. Went 1 inning, gave up no hits, no earned runs, 1 walk, and had 3 strikeouts. As he readies the glove at the belt. Lefty on righty, first pitch. Wolf fouls it straight back.
As good as Bates has been, the numbers don't lie, but the Mariners have Wolf, Kunin, and Carter, 3 right-handed hitters due up. You always like a lefty-righty matchup. All 3 guys hit for power. So an opportunity here for the bottom of the order.
Bates comes set. Fires home the 0-1. Inside at the knees on Wolf. 91-mile-per-hour fastball. And so 1 ball, 1 strike to the first baseman for the Mariners. Bates this past season at Illinois went 23 games, no starts, 2.83 ERA as Wolf flares this one foul.
Tino, you got any 4th of July plans?
Ooh, let's see. You definitely have to grill at some point, right? You got to fire up the barbecue, maybe make some burgers. That's
you're
a staple,
grilling, because
right?
I'm coming over if you're grilling.
Oh, yeah, are you going to bring anything, or are you going to show up empty-handed?
I can bring some expired burger patties.
You know what? I'm sure we would eat them. The 1-2 misses outside.
That might be the most sanitary thing in the building.
We'll find a way to make those edible. You could also try and have leftovers after that as well. So you can see the fans here in attendance at White House. A nice summer evening, 73 degrees here in Harwich. The 2-2. Wolf drives this one into left center. It's down for a hit. The first time today, the leadoff hitter for the Mariners have gotten aboard. And so with no outs, Wolf on first, the second hit of the day for Harwich. And out comes Jake Kunin.
In an era of baseball where so many guys are consistently swinging for the fences and either running into one or striking out, Kyle Wolf is really a breath of fresh air. On my walk into the ballpark today, I said, "Are you in the lineup?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "You got to go deep." He said, "Nope, I'm just going to try and get on." Just a team player, never tries to do too much, and that's what he just did.
First pitch to Kunin, outside. That's the thing you get from pretty much all of the players on this Mariner team, but we've gotten to know Wolf quite a bit because he's always come over and has talked to us, but he's just someone that is very friendly and doesn't think too hard as Kunin drives this one into left field. See you later! Jake Kunin with a 2-run homer ties things up here in White House Field. The third home run by Kunin this summer.
A Cape craftsman providing all phases of building construction and remodeling for Cape
wow.
homeowners for over 45
Kunin
years.
got all of that as we take another look. See you later. It's a Mariner home run, and that's another $500 to the Harwich Fund, donated by Harry Ellis Builder, a Cape craftsman providing all phases of building, construction, and remodeling for Cape homeowners for over 45 years. First pitch to Bristol Carter after a 2-run shot from Jake Kunin ties things up in the bottom of the 4th. And you can feel the energy now back on the side of the Mariners and their home crowd. Still no outs. Carter quickly down 0-2 in the count.
That's 3 homers for Jake in his last 5 games.
You think he's found his groove? The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. First strikeout of the day from Bates. A nice way to settle back in. Delivering a strikeout, first out of the frame.
Number 3, Trey Broussard.
The numbers with Kunin, though, they just simply don't make sense. At Princeton, he had a low average, and you would think that would translate to a bunch of home runs, but just 8. It still led the Tigers as a team, but here he's been the power guy.
Yeah.
Where when he's putting the ball into play, specifically for a hit in the outfield, it's out of here. I mean, he's hitting 170 for average.
3 home runs, leads the Mariners. First pitch on Broussard, inside at the knees.
But we had a whole new ball game, Gino. As bad as that start was, where there was base runners everywhere for the Whitecaps, don't look now, but the Mariners have it tied, and they're due up in the bottom of the fourth still with one out.
1-0. Broussard thought about it. On the check swing, they call a strike.
I think you're really starting to see the progression of something with this ball club offensively. 13 hits last night. Yes, there was only 5 hits in the tie against Hyannis, but we talked about it countless times. A lot of hard-hit balls into the outfield.
1-1 to Broussard. This one, not a very hard-hit ball to first. Lawson there to record the routine ground down. But you're absolutely right, Luke. This Mariners team is really starting to find that offensive spark. And for the first time, I would say this summer, I can pinpoint it was in the bottom of the third when the Mariners had the bases loaded with 2 outs. They played their first run. That was the spark. Usually it's the defense sparking the offense. Today,
you just felt like you were back. You wanted more than one. You got one. Yeah, it was a walk. You said the words, it was not pretty.
Right.
But 3-1, I don't know about you, but it just feels more in it. You cut the deficit. You respond to the 2-run first inning, the 1 more in the third, in that same frame where you played at the first. And now Akunin goes deep. You got a tie game.
1-0 on Marsh, a swing and a miss. First
crowd's into it.
Exactly. That's all you need. Give the fans something to cheer about. The 1-1. Breaking ball hits the inner edge for strike 2.
How about that home and home with YD and Hyannis? They get to go after it again, the 2 best teams.
Always entertaining when those two teams go at it. YD won off of a walk-off last time. 1-2, called strike 3. So after Bates gave up a 2-run shot to start the frame, settled in quite nicely. 2 strikeouts as well as a ground out as we take another look at this Jake Kunin home run. His 3rd of the summer, and the Princeton Tiger getting his team juiced and back in this ball game. We're tied heading into the top of the 5th. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
A whole new ball game here at White House Field as we head into the top of the 5th. The Mariners, plate 2 after a 2-run shot from Jake Kunin to end the 4th. We are tied. And 3, 4, 5 due up for the Whitecaps. To respond, alongside Luke Brenneman, I'm Gino Antamarino. Brendan Lawson from the left side against the lefty Matthew Heiberger, who comes home. Tapped at the plate, foul.
Everyone's going to look back to the early stages, or at least through 4 innings of this game, and point at the Kunin game-tying home run. But I think Heiberger, he came in the toughest spot of the game. The bases loaded, just 1 out. Gave up a sac fly, left the bases loaded with 2 outs. then post a 1-2-3 inning, the first of the night in the fourth.
The 0-1 outside.
He's done everything that Englert and that staff can ask him to do. We'll see if he can post another scoreless frame in the fifth and continue the Mariner momentum.
Rising junior from Alabama. Made 25 appearances this past year as the 1-1. Hard hit ground ball up the middle. Marsh is there to sidearm to first for out number 1.
Yet to strike a batter out. Just one of those guys who have come in, knows the defense he has behind him. Marsh has made a couple nice plays. Shinny with a web gem over there at second base. The outfield may be the fastest in the Cape, especially right and center field with Carter and Broussard starting tonight. And that's what you got to do. That's why the Mariners have the lowest earned run average in the Cape League, because it's not just the pitchers who are contributing to that. It's the defense as a whole.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Alex Sosa from the left side. 1 out in the top of the fifth. Tie ball game as Heiberger misses outside. This past year with the Tide, Heiberger with a 4.46 ERA. 3-1 record. 1-0 pitch. Outside again. So a guy that has experienced some of the best talent in all of the country. Going up against Brendan Lawson. It's a 2-0. This time inside. 93-mile-per-hour fastball. 3 balls, no strikes. Rather, Sosa. Lawson was retired off of the ground out. The 3-0. Peeled down the third base line, says he went on the check swing. 3 balls, 1 strike. Sosa has reached twice today, a single and a walk. Both times he has been stranded. Trying to work at least a walk here. Up 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch popped up in foul territory over towards the Mariner dugout. D. Kennedy jumps in. Did he make the catch? No, they're saying he dropped it, but that's the type of play the Mariners can rally behind. D. Kennedy sacrificing the body.
Oh my goodness.
We take another look.
If you think this is just summer baseball,
oh my goodness.
looked like he may have at least caught a piece of it. I mean, the dugout would have erupted if he actually made the catch, so you would have been able to tell. He probably should have tried and lied. Someone, put it in his glove, you stick it up, you go crazy.
Looked like a WWE superstar there, jumping from the top rope. The 3-2, a swing and a miss. That's what I'm talking about. That can build some momentum. The Mariners had all of the momentum before that, but just adding to it. 2 away in the top of the fifth. We got a little bit of a slow-mo. That's got to hurt a little bit.
A little bit?
I'm sure it would hurt less if he held on.
Gino, we've been in that dugout. It's 3 full steps to the bottom deck, and he jumped over the railing, which is a step higher. What do you think that is, 4 or 5 feet?
I don't know, but that's a tough guy over there at third base. To stand back up and smile and shake it off, I think I would be laying over there waiting for a stretcher, Luke.
Well, that's why we're up here.
Exactly. The 1-0 to Dalton Wentz went around on the check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Sosa strikeout was actually the first strikeout that a Mariner pitcher has recorded so far tonight.
All courtesy of Heiberger, who comes home the 1-1 in the dirt.
That's why I think you can feel inspired as a Mariner fan. You fell behind early. You're not striking guys out. You only have 3 hits offensively, but you're tied with a top 2 or 3 team in this league, and you got the crowd, all the momentum on your side.
2-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. So a 2-2 count to Dalton Wentz. I jumped the gun a little bit there. So a 2-2 count with 2 outs. The pitch. Flared foul.
The changing of speeds from Heiberger has really changed the approach of the Whitecaps hitter. Remember all the hard hit balls. Majority of the 5 hits, actually every single one of them coming in the first 3 innings against Reich. And they were murdering the baseball to all parts of the field.
The 2-2. Upstairs and outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He talked about the hard hit balls. Dalton Wentz was one of those guys that notched an extra base hit. Had a double and a 3-2 wave and a whiff. There you go. There's the strikeout I was talking about earlier. As Heiberger, 2 strikeouts in that frame as well as a ground out. The Mariners are buzzing right now as we head into the bottom of the 5th. When we come back, Luke Brenneman will have you for the rest of the way. We'll be back on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
All square in Harwich. We welcome you back in on Cape League TV. The Mariners rallied for 2 the last time they were in the batter's box in the home half of the 4th and tied this game up at 3 apiece on the Jake Coonan 2-run home run. Just about set for the home half of the 5th. Alongside Gino Antamarino, I'm Luke Brenneman. Staying out there, the reliever Zach Bates. He pitched in the 4th, gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. So he looks to respond and post a scoreless frame. The Mariners, on the other hand, trying to continue to build on their offensive momentum. Back-to-back innings, plating runs. It was 1 in the 4th, and then 1 in the 3rd, and then 2 in the 4th. So a lefty-lefty matchup with Sam Harris. He singled and reached on an error. Bates gets set. First pitch. In there for strike 1.
You know, now that the sun has started to set, I was a little, I was between, you know, are these jerseys for Brewster teal or are they green? They're clearly green.
0-1. Hard hit grounder to short. Fisher on it, throws across the diamond in time for out number 1. Yeah, when you were saying teal, I was a little confused.
I think the sun reflected it. It was like a bluish green, obviously more green than blue, but these are really coming across as green.
Well, if you look at our score bug in the upper left-hand corner, they still have that tealish color mixed in. It's just, I would say, their 3rd colorway, white, green, and then kind of mixing a little blue. First pitch to Winslow, a breaking ball outside, 1-0. Winslow is 0 for 1 today, lined out to right, and then reached on a walk in the 3rd inning. Nobody out, 1 down, tied up at 3 apiece in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-0, way up and away, 2 balls and no strikes. Winslow did not play last night, alternating games with the Wake Forest catcher, also Harwich Mariner Matt Conti. Bates gets set from the belt, the 2-0. That's in. 3 balls and no strikes to the Mariner catcher. Winslow, a part of that Duke team that fell to Murray State in the Durham Super Regionals. What a run that was for Murray State. The 3-0 is a get-me-over fastball. That paints the lower part of the zone, 3-1. So it was Duncan Marston, the starter for the Whitecaps, went 3 innings, just 1 hit, 1 run, walked 3 but struck out 3. Here's the 3-1, popped him up. Coming in is the third baseman Coates. He's on it for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down to start the bottom of the 5th.
The third baseman from Kansas State, number 11.
And this is something that I'm
Kennedy.
curious to see how the Mariners' offense continues. Right, yesterday they had 10 hits in the first 5 innings, but from innings 6 to 8, they had no hits. So kind of hit a wall. They have a lot of the momentum on offense, like you said, in these last couple innings. I want to see them keep that up and not just hit a wall.
Here's Kennedy, 2 outs, nobody on. Swinging a foul down the right field line. And to that point, Gino, these two teams, the records are similar, both over 500, and 1 and 2 with the lowest earned run averages in the Cape, very similar.
Yes.
Offense is streaky. Brewster's offense a little bit better via the numbers, around the middle of the pack in the league in most categories. But they go hot and cold just like everybody else. The 0-1 up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the funny thing about Brewster is they've got the 8th most hits on the Cape, which isn't very good, but they've got the 5th most runs. So they're getting a lot of extra base hits that are scoring runs. That's where a lot of their offense is coming from.
1-1, skips about 3 feet in front of Kennedy. He dodges it and gets ahead. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody on, 2 down in the bottom of the 5th.
So like a little bit of a difference than the Mariners, who like to play a little bit of a small ball. Now they're getting a lot of power on their hits, but it's funny because they're similar but different in the same regard.
2-1. Clips the inner part of the zone. The count's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gino, don't want to be premature and continue to talk about the weather or speak it to existence, but as it gets darker here and the clouds come over, feels like a run in the middle portions of this ball game right now could go a long way if we end early tonight. The 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count goes full. Kennedy, the batter, in a lefty-righty matchup. He struck out in the 2nd and walked in the 3rd. Mariners have 3 hits tonight but are tied with the Whitecaps. The payoff pitch. Misses inside, a 2-out walk for Kennedy. And Shintaro Inoue will get an at-bat in the 5th inning.
4th time today that the Mariners,
Now batting for the Mariners, the
get a
second
base runner
baseman
with 2
from
outs.
Kansas State, number 2,
It's just funny how that
Shintaro
works.
Inoue.
But we'll see. They benefited off of one of those times. That was back in the 3rd. Can they make a little bit of a run here?
Here's Inoue, 0 for 2 tonight. A lefty-lefty matchup against Zach Bates, coming off a year at Illinois. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1.
But you talked about the rain might be coming into play a factor. I mean, the Mariners have yet to play a game that's ended short. They've played several games that have gone long. They've played 20 innings in the last 2 games.
Before the 0-1, they check on Kennedy. But you have to get to around 7 innings to call it.
Right.
That's why we are rookies in the Cape League, and the legend to our right, Dave Roberts, is there to remind us that game can be called after 5 now, if it's rain. Kennedy on first, the 0-1 to Shintaro, swing and a miss, strike 2. A funny moment in the dugout pregame, all the guys hanging out, Inoue comes over, blasting music off his phone. They say, "What's that?" He's like, "This is one of my favorite Japanese artists." He's playing the music, he turns it up a little louder, then there's like a huddle around his phone, and they're all kind of like grooving to it. They're not bad, Shinny. He was loving it. 0-2, runner goes. Pitches inside, throw to second. Pulls the shortstop off the bag, and Kennedy steals a bag with 2 outs.
What did you think of the song? Did you hear it?
I could barely hear it. I was over by the closer end to home plate, taking a peek at the scouting report on the opposing pitcher and also the lineups. I don't want to get in their business. I mean, whatever he's listening to is working.
That's what I'm saying. I would be interested to see what it is. We got to ask him after the game.
Runner in scoring position, 1-2 the count to Inouye. 2 outs, tied in the 5th. Bates gets set and comes home. That almost hit him. Gets way over his head to the backstop. Kennedy cruises into third base with no problem. And the Mariners now have a base runner just 90 feet away after having 2 up, 2 down to start the frame. Inouye in a 2-2 count. Bates just lost control of that one.
Yeah, when Tinney went to throw down Kennedy at second, you could see on our instant replay, not this one, but the one before, he looked a little bit like hands to the sky back at Tinney. Bates was on the mound like, come on, you can make that a better throw. And then that time, he made a mistake there.
2-strike pitch. Pushed right over our heads, foul. Inouye staying alive. Bates not an easy left-hander to go against as a hitter from the left side. Comes kind of across the left-handed batter's box, really reaches towards Inouye. Able to catch a piece there. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Fly ball, left field, going back Anderson. He's underneath. And there to make the play. So the Mariners strand a runner at third, a scoreless 5th. That's the first scoreless inning that Bates has recorded so far tonight. The game stays tied at 3 apiece. We head to 6 on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team.
Safe.
The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're through 5 in Harwich. 3-3 the score. The Whitecaps and the Mariners meeting for the first time this summer. A home and home over the 3rd and 4th of July against your region-based rival is the way that the Cape League does it. So the neighboring towns kind of going at it. You got to think that's because of traffic. Don't want to be driving all the way over to Wareham from, say, Orleans, Chatham here.
I mean,
you got that out of the way last night.
You got to feel for Wareham, though, because we were on obviously the better end of it, because when we were driving with the traffic going on at the Cape, it was already late. But those Wareham interns broadcasters, they've got to go with the traffic during rush hour.
Every time.
Games. Yeah.
Every time they have a road game, they're crossing the bridge.
Shout out to them.
First pitch of the 6th inning is inside to the catcher, Carson Tinney. Tinney's 0 for 1, but reached on a walk in the 3rd. How about Matthew Heiberger? Came in a big spot in the 3rd inning. Got out of there, just giving up a sacrifice fly. Stranded the bases loaded, a 1-2-3 4th, a 1-2-3 5th. Here he is in the 6th. Back-to-back balls inside. He's behind Tinney 2-0. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Whitecaps. Heiberger gets set, kicks, and fires. Ground ball left side, foul. 2-1.
looking at the numbers, the longer this game goes on, the more it's going to benefit the Mariners, because in innings 7 through 9, Mariners got 19 runs total. It's tied with Chatham for the third most in those frames. Brewster's got just 11. That's tied for the fewest.
2-1. Buckles, Tinney. He stares at a pitch right down the middle, so Heiberger fell behind 2-0, has worked his way back in this at-bat. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the top of the 6th. A 3-3 game at White House Field. 2-strike pitch. Got him swinging low and away. Heiberger, his 3rd strikeout of the night. Yet to give up an earned run. He's dealing right now,
The
Gino.
right fielder from
3 straight strikeouts from Heiberger.
Martin.
And like you said, I mean, you got to give him a lot of credit. Coming in, you talked about the pressure. I don't want to say the pressure, but, the bases loaded, no
Big spot.
outs. That's a big spot. And he handled it with so much calmness.
First pitch. A strike on the inside corner to Ryan Martin. He did not like that call. Martin is 0 for 2 so far tonight. Popped up to short and flew out to Broussard in center. 0-1, ground ball to Inouye at second base. Lets it come to him, flips it over to first. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th.
Wow, a little bit of foreshadowing there from our cameraman. They had him
The
in a
left
way,
fielder from
a
Penn
shot
State,
of him,
number 40,
and then the hit
Michael
right to him. That was
Anderson.
pretty cool stuff.
Is that Mr. Max Sheward over there on the new and improved deck
That
of White
is.
House Field?
Also give some credit to our producer, Dave Roberts.
2 down, nobody on. Michael Anderson, the batter. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch. That hit him. It did. Caught a piece of his knuckle, the hand area. He moved his body out of the way, but not the bat. So a 2-out base runner on the first pitch of the at-bat to Michael Anderson.
The third baseman from Louisiana Tech, number 10, Colton Coates.
Heiberger was on the verge of 3 consecutive 1-2-3 frames. Pitch wasn't necessarily all over Anderson. I mean, it missed the strike zone, but
Yeah.
it's by the hand area. And a 2-out base runner for the Whitecaps. First pitch to Colton Coates, a fastball in the dirt.
It's big that Heiberger is gone for as long as he's going right now. If he can extend this even more, I mean, the fact that the Mariners went through 5 pitchers yesterday, that's a lot of arms.
1-0. Popped him up. Inouye and Carter talking it out. It's going to be Shintaro who makes the play. The 3rd out of the inning. Heiberger has now gone over 3 innings of scoreless baseball. This game is tied. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th on the Cape League TV.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the Rental Source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
We welcome you back into White House Field. All tied up in the bottom of the 6th, Brewster and Harwich. The Mariners will head to Brewster tomorrow on the 4th of July. Looks to be another spectacular day of weather. Gino, both you and I from out of town haven't experienced a Cape Cod 4th of July, but it feels like the entire state of
Leading off for the
Massachusetts,
Mariners,
And
the
then
first
some.
baseman from
And then
Boston
Connecticut,
College, number 34,
and then
Kyle Wolf.
maybe New Jersey, New York, and throw in a few other states are all here on this little portion on the East Coast. And a lot of those folks have made their way into White House Field for a good ball game tonight. Some storms expected to come in the next 20, 30 minutes. 2 games in the Cape League currently in delay. Kyle Wolf, the leadoff man for the Mariners. First pitch. Swing and a high fly ball, dead center. Josiah Rosedale on it for out number 1. First pitch swinging, Wolf lines out to center.
The left fielder from Princeton, number 5, Jake Coonan.
Yeah, now that both teams, I mean, Brewster came out guns a-blazing, and then the Mariners responded, and now it's just kind of a lull in the game. Not so much offense from either side. Brewster still with 5 hits on the day, Harwich still with 3.
Here's the man who tied this game on a 2-run shot in the bottom of the 4th. First pitch to Jake Coonan. He shows bunt. Up and away, 1-0. Coonan hitting 8th tonight in the skipper Steve Englert's Mariner lineup. On deck is Bristol Carter. One-0 pitch. Finds the bottom of the zone. 1 ball and 1 strike to Coonan. Bates out there for now his 3rd inning of action. The starter, Marston, went 3 innings. Bates giving up 3 earned runs. The 1-1 misses low, 2 balls and 1 strike. I beg your pardon, has given up 2 earned runs. The first was booked on Marston. 2-1 the count to the Mariner left fielder. Lefty-righty matchup. Bates gets set to the plate. Fly ball, right field. Martin coming in for out number 2.
Flyouts to either side of the outfield for the Mariners.
The right fielder from Auburn,
After a
number
hot
26,
offensive
Bristol
start
Carter.
in this ball game, Brewster 2 in the 1st. They added another in the 3rd. The Mariners respond with 3 combined in the 3rd and 4th. Both teams going a little bit quiet in the middle innings. I don't want to jinx anything, but the middle innings of this one may just be the later innings of the ball game. Might have to start treating these at-bats like the bottom of the 9th. A wave and a miss. Strike 1 to Carter.
Yeah, the rain fast approaching. I mean, the dark sky, you can see it.
You always hope that the rain just misses you, but if it's hitting these neighboring towns, Hyannis in delay, Bourne in delay, just making his way up to Harwich. Carter pops it up. Right field. Allowed. Ryan Martin calls off the second baseman Wentz. 3 up, 3 down for the Mariners in inning number 6. Bates gets out of here scoreless. We're tied at 3 on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
The rain is coming. We're into the final 3 frames here in Harwich. Time for the top of the 7th. The Whitecaps and the Mariners all knotted up at 3 apiece. Alongside Gino Antamarino, I'm Luke Brenneman. Matthew Heiberger, the Mariners reliever, is out there for his 5th inning of work, yet to give up a hit. The Whitecaps had 5 hits in the first 3 innings. He came in with the bases loaded and nobody out, and has pitched scoreless baseball since. Better yet, hitless baseball. Top of the order due up, Josiah Ragsdale. Stares at a first pitch fastball below the zone, 1-0. 1-0 is a liner into left, down for a leadoff single. Ragsdale, all kinds of speed, has already stolen a bag tonight. Not the type of guy you want to have on as a leadoff base runner if you're Harwich.
From Florida State, number 12,
Leads his team in stolen bags. Got to keep an eye on him if you're Heiberger on the mound.
Here's Fisher, 0 for 2 tonight, walked and scored in the 3rd. Quick note on Heiberger, he was one of the stronger relievers in the back end of the Alabama bullpen at school this year, but did not pitch more than 4 innings all year. That was early March against Troy, his longest outing in relief. First pitch fastball is low, 1-0. Gave up just his first hit so far through 4 innings to Ragsdale, who stands at first base. A healthy lead over there, 3-3, nobody out. They throw over, nothing doing.
That deck underneath it's going to be a popular spot if it starts to rain.
1-0 pitch, bunted down the first base side, foul. So Fisher trying to bunt for a hit and move over Ragsdale. Fisher slumping as of late, the shortstop out of Florida State. A lot of offensive action in the early innings of this ball game. Both teams back-to-back innings with no runs, not many hits either.
Look at the sky. But yeah, you talked about it. Both teams trading blows early, and then you could say the calm before the storm, you could say.
1-1 to Fisher. Nails the outside corner, strike 2. A nice fastball from Heiberger. He knew Fisher was bunting from the previous pitch. You always go to the high fastball because you want him to get under it and pop up the bunt. And that one just clipped the outer edge, 1-2. Throw over to Ragsdale at first. Kyle Wolf jumps off the bag to make the catch. Throw was a little bit wayward towards right field. So a 2-strike count. Runner at first, nobody out in the top of the 7th. Heiberger back-to-back. Checks over there at first base, but Ragsdale continues to get back in time. Lefty gets set. And comes home, the 1-2. Spiked in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kind of an eerie feel as it gets really dark here at White House Field, but it is pretty cool aesthetic, I would say. The lights are pouring down on the field. The fans haven't left. They're prepared to. 2-2. Liner to third. Kennedy makes a diving stop, throws this across the diamond and makes the play. Are you kidding me, D. Kennedy? The Kansas State third baseman continues to excel at the hot corner. Another fantastic play.
The first baseman from Florida, number 19.
Man,
Brendan
he's just always
Lawson.
ready. And you have to be, obviously, in that spot. But you can see that there. I mean, he's quick. Gets down, gets back up, doesn't miss a beat, and throws him out at first. He had that play earlier where he dove into the Mariner dugout to try and catch a ball in foul territory. Came up empty-handed, but he's sacrificing his body out there.
First pitch to Brendan Lawson, a strike on the top portion of the strike zone. Heiberger gets ahead. An important spot now in the 7th. Runner in scoring position, Ragsdale, just 1 out. And the third hitter in this Whitecap order in the left side. 0-1, up and in, 1 ball and 1 strike. Lawson has a single in the first that drove in Ragsdale and then doubled in the third. 2 for 3 so far tonight in Harwich, the first time these two teams have met. Brewster got off to a 6-0 start to the summer, the best in the Cape. Since then, 3-6. Still well over 500, the 1-1. Too high, 2 balls and 1 strike. It's been this portion of the order that has really hurt the Mariners. Lawson, 2 hits and RBI. Sosa, a hit. Wentz, a double and an RBI. A sac fly RBI. See if Heiberger can navigate through some traffic. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. The count's even, 2-2.
Mariners also just 1 win against teams above 500 this summer. They've got 3 losses against those teams, so this would be a big win for them if they can take the lead.
2-strike pitch. Out straight back. Lawson stays alive. To that point, Gino, I think Harwich is a team where if you just play the scoreboard watching game, like, okay, well, we know their pitching is really good.
There's a lightning sign, so that's going to send everybody back to the dugout. And now the rain's starting to come down. Wow, that was quick. I mean, we knew it was coming, but, I mean, as soon as that lightning hit, boom, the rain not too far after.
So Bourne and Wareham at the start of the Cape over there at Doran Park has been called after 5 innings. Hyannis and YD are still waiting out the rain in a 3-2 Hyannis lead in the 8th inning. And the tarp is coming on to the pitching mound and around the home plate area. Expecting some serious but quick thunderstorm damage. We'll see if we play the waiting game. We'll step aside. It's 3-3, runner at second, 1 down in the top of the 7th. We're going to go to radio the rest of the way if they decide to play through the rain, but that doesn't look to be the case right now. We'll be back on the Mariners Radio Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
supposed to. Welcome to the Harwich Mariners rain delay. This is the producer Dave Roberts, and time for a little weather update. It's coming down pretty strong. There's lightning. I'm saying about a couple gallons a minute. Let me read you the copyright. What do I read? This broadcast is copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any authorization, duplication, retransmission, and other use is strictly prohibited. This is my debut on the broadcasting.
Dave, say hello to my grandmother.
Hello, Luke's grandmother. Mrs. Brenneman, I'm sure you're a lovely woman. He's currently indulging in a pulled pork sandwich. Let's see, we have about 15 people in here. No one's doing anything.
Mariners after
Gino is.
Harwich after dark.
Gino is currently cleaning up. He is putting all his stuff away. I'm the only one actively working, and Max Short. The game has been officially called. I think that's what the man on the deck just said. But I'm not going to leave until this rain slows. So we can end the stream now, I guess. Thank you for tuning in to this Harwich Mariner baseball game. I'm Dave Roberts. Luke Brenneman, Gino Antamarino did fantastic. Max Shore on camera, great. And everyone else in the booth, have a good night. Get home safely and don't get wet.